one particular person contacted me to shop a particular video they were in possession of, and to contact the person who was in the video to see if they were interested in purchasing the video before it became a public knowledge.
Is it a household name that we're talking about here? And secondly, are they engaged in any criminality from what you understand?
Household name, very much so. More of a household name than Mr. Combs.
It turns out that another spicy layer is being added to the Diddy drama. Beyonce, the Bayhive's queen herself, has now been dragged into the swirling speculation surrounding Diddy's alleged tapes. We all know that her husband Jay-Z was super close to Diddy for close to 30 years, and now the internet is asking, could Queen Bey have known about Diddy's shady behavior through her hubby's close friendship with him? As if that isn't bad enough, in one of the wildest conspiracy theories yet, people believe that the A-list celebrity supposedly featured in Diddy's infamous and allegedly leaked tape is none other than Queen Bey herself.
Mr. Combs was in the tape, and this other person is, I would venture to say, more high profile than Mr. Combs.
The lawyer revealed that the person on the tape is even more high profile than Diddy. Think about it. There are only a handful of people that fit into this category. Formerly, everyone was going crazy about an alleged audio of Meek Mill and Diddy getting down and dirty. But when you think of the lawyer's statement, it is clear that this isn't the tape she is talking about, because Meek is definitely not more high profile than Diddy. This spicy new tape may involve Beyonce, according to some theories, and let's just say it's X-rated.
Other person in the video is very visible. It's no question if it's that person in the video, and I can tell the video was pornographic in nature.
Whoever is in the tape would have to pay millions to get it deleted, and what's shocking is that news networks like TMZ may try to contact the seller to get their hands on it first. If these companies succeed, then the public will most likely get to see a certain celebrity getting it on. Before we dive into the deep end of this theory, let's make one thing clear. There's no confirmed evidence that Beyonce is involved in this tape, but people are cluing in that she may not be the quiet wife she portrays to the public. Initially, the main attention regarding the Diddy case was on Jay-Z.
As we can tell, there's no expense being spared. We had a black billionaire's lunch. Yeah. You understand?
Right.
And we here together, and we gonna keep staying together. We getting tighter. That's right. You know what I'm saying? And united we stand. And ain't nothing else to us. Black excellence.
He and Diddy have shared a brotherly bond for what feels like decades now. They've done business together, partied together, and have been seen on multiple occasions rubbing shoulders at some of the most exclusive events in the world. Naturally, it seems like he has all the power, right? This is where the messy part comes in. Some people believe that Beyonce has been pulling the strings and taking out competition over the years.
There's a conspiracy theory that Beyonce knew all about this the entire time, and that these parties may have even been sacrificial, but also that she's been anyone that's come into direct competition with her. Basically, Aaliyah, who died of a mysterious plane crash in 2001, died on the 25th. Left Eye died on the 25th. And you guessed it, Michael Jackson died on the 25th. I'm not saying I believe any of this, I'm just presenting what I've seen other people say online, but there's also a theory that all of the award ceremony interruptions are also tied into this. Like when Kanye interrupted Taylor Swift at the VMAs to give the award to Beyonce. Some people are saying he did it because everyone's scared of Beyonce and wants to give her all this extra credit. Other people are saying he tried to protect Taylor Swift. It's also a bit strange that Adele also snapped her Grammy in half and gave half of it to Beyonce. Why are all these massive celebrities trying to give all these awards to Beyonce when she's not actually winning them?
Imagine if Kanye's interruption at the Grammy was done to save Taylor Swift. That will be one of the biggest plot twists in the entertainment industry. Let's be real. Beyonce has worked hard to maintain a pristine image throughout her career. From her days with Destiny's Child to her reign as a solo artist, she has been the perfect picture of grace and poise. But isn't it strange that celebrities always thank her when they win an award? I mean, you've probably noticed it, right? Artists who seemingly have nothing to do with her still find time to praise Beyonce when they win, even if she's nowhere in the conversation.
Possibly accept this award, and I'm very humbled and I'm very grateful and gracious, but my artist of my life is Beyonce, and this album for me, the Lemonade album, was just so monumental.
You changed my life. You sang that gospel medley, and the way you made me feel, I was like, I want to make people feel this way with my music. So thank you so much.
So what's really going on here? Is Beyonce some kind of all-powerful music industry deity that everyone feels the need to worship publicly, or is there something deeper at play? Because honestly, this whole dynamic is a little odd when you take a closer look. Let's not forget, Beyonce is only 43 years old. She's not that old. Lizzo and Adele are both 36. So it's not like these artists grew up in a time when Beyonce was already a legend paving the way for their careers. They didn't watch her on TV as kids and dreamed of being like her one day. They're basically peers in terms of age and career timelines. Yet despite this, Beyonce has more Grammys than anyone else in history, and you see these artists practically falling over themselves to give her even more. They're up there on stage, accepting their awards, but instead of soaking in the spotlight, they're saying things like, Beyonce inspired me, or she's so talented, she deserves this award more than I do. It's a little weird. Now, if we were talking about someone like Michael Jackson, that would make more sense. Michael was a global artist and literally changed the game when it came to pop music. He's someone who truly did pave the way, especially for younger artists. Plus, he'd be 66 if he was still alive today, so people claiming they grew up listening to him wouldn't be a stretch at all. That's completely normal. But when you got people who are more or less in the same age bracket as Beyonce standing on stage and gushing about how much better she is, it feels a bit odd. It's one thing to acknowledge her influence, but it's another to act like she's on a different level, especially when you're the one holding the award. Because of this, people think that celebrities thank Beyonce because she's an extremely powerful person who may be controlling the entertainment industry. By thanking her, they're acknowledging her position and making sure nothing happens to them. Beyonce and Jay-Z's influence isn't just limited to the music industry either. Their power even extends into the media world, so every information we learn about the two is exactly what they want us to know. People were shocked when the couple made Piers Morgan apologize to them publicly. Things got heated after he interviewed Jaguar Wright on Uncensored, where she went on a wild rant about the power couple, accusing them of some seriously monstrous behavior, claiming they had hundreds of victims.
I've been screaming, not just Diddy, but Diddy and Jay-Z are monsters. And the victim-making machine kept going on.
Even though these two have kept shut regarding Diddy's case, this time, Beyonce and Jay-Z didn't sit around while their names were dragged through the mud. They had their lawyers give Piers Morgan a legal ultimatum, essentially telling him to back off with the falsehoods. They demanded that the segment be removed, and Piers Morgan publicly apologized and cut those segments from the interview.
Their lawyers contacted us to say that those claims were totally false and have no basis in fact, and we've therefore complied with the legal request to cut them from the original interview.
The incident raised a few eyebrows though, especially regarding the level of power this couple wields behind the scenes. It's no secret that Jay-Z and Beyonce are not just entertainers, but to make Piers Morgan apologize a few days after an interview on his show is wild. The show is called Uncensored, and the entire point of it is to let people express themselves freely. The quick edits to Piers' show suggest that the power couple know how to flex their muscles when necessary. But how deep does their influence go? And what else do they control? This is why people are speculating that the couple is just as bad as Diddy, because even he would flex his power when victims tried to speak up. I mean, despite being abused by Diddy for 11 years, Cassie was only brave enough to come forward when federal agents set their eyes on him. Remember the lawyer who claimed that there are Diddy's tapes? Her name is Oriel Mitchell, and she is representing one of Diddy's accusers who claimed that she was assaulted by him back in 2018. The victim didn't think she could speak up until now.
Known only as Jane Doe, filed a lawsuit today accusing Combs of drugging, raping, and impregnating her.
The victim in question is called Ashley Parham, and she filed a lawsuit against Diddy with a 61-page case document, alleging that he and his entourage drugged and assaulted her as an act of retaliation. It all started when she hopped on a FaceTime call with her friend Shane Pierce. He was at one of Diddy's parties and turned the camera to Diddy to show off his famous friends. Ashley then told Shane that she did not like Diddy because she believed he had something to do with the murder of rapper Tupac Shakur. This set Diddy off, and he told her that she would pay for what she said. Ashley did not pay the incident any mind, because why would a famous person like Diddy waste any time on her? She carried on with her life until she was lured into one of the most horrific scenes ever. In March 2018, Ashley was allegedly lured into a trap by Shane, who invited her over under the guise of helping him with medication. She thought Shane was her friend, so she went without fear, but when she arrived, he took her for a ride in his car to allow Diddy to get into the house. When the two got back, Diddy joined them along with his bodyguard, Christina Coram, who was Diddy's self-described right hand for more than a decade, and another woman. Diddy started mocking her, saying she thought she would never see him in person, and that it was time to pay for what she said. Diddy brought out a knife and held it to Ashley, while Christina made a threat to say that they could ship her off anywhere in the world, and that she would never see her family or anyone she knew ever again. The next part of this story comes with a trigger warning because of graphic scenes. According to Ashley, Diddy, her friend Shane, and his bodyguard subjected her to violent assault, including rape, battery, and physical threats. They covered her in baby oil, violated her with objects, and Diddy went through the back entrance, if you know what I mean. He did not want to look at her face, so he covered it with a pillow, and Christina only came to check up on Ashley to administer IV fluids in case she was too weak. She was also given drugs that she could not identify. She also mentioned that Diddy would pleasure himself on the side when he was not taking a turn, and he made a video of the whole thing. When the ordeal was over, Diddy attempted to bribe Ashley into silence by offering her cash for everything. When she refused, he laughed and said that he would get away with it. In fact, he called his mom to speak to Ashley, who yelled at her and said that she should take the money and forget about it. The allegations become even more chilling, with details of Diddy using his position of power to intimidate Ashley, claiming that he could harm her family and showing no remorse. Despite her attempts to seek justice immediately after the incident, law enforcement failed her, ignoring her reports of the assault and dismissing her claims. Ashley's complaint isn't just about that terrifying night, but also about the larger system of abuse that Diddy allegedly orchestrated, and the culture of silence that allowed him to escape consequences for so long. Because this case has not made it to trial yet, we cannot confirm that they are true, but it is a devastating recount. With the recent allegations from other women and the Homeland Security investigations into Diddy's activities, Ashley found the courage to revisit her traumatic experience and pursue legal action, hoping to finally hold him accountable. Remember that over 3,000 victims came forward to report Diddy, and the prosecuting team has only verified 120.
We represent thousands of survivors of abuse, and never, ever in a 10-day period have we seen over 3,000 people come forward where we've confirmed and decided to investigate and represent 120 people while we're continuing to work through another 100+ cases.
We don't know if Ashley is one of the 120 victims whose cases will be used in court, but if others are half as bad as this, then it's no wonder that the judges have refused Diddy's bail request twice. Diddy's world is unraveling like a bad reality TV show, and it's giving us plenty to talk about. Thankfully, his trial has been set for May 5th, so we'll soon find out just how many crimes he had been involved in. From those scandalous tapes allegedly involving A-list celebs, to Ashley Parham's gut-wrenching story of abuse, the man who once ruled the music world may spend the rest of his life in jail. And we can't forget how Queen Bey and her man Jay-Z are being subtly pulled into this mess. Did Beyonce know about Diddy's alleged shady behavior through Jay? People sure seem to think so, and let's be real, that rumor is getting messy. What do you think about all these allegations? Do you buy into the Beyonce theories? Or is this just more conspiracies? Seriously, how much power do you think these celebs really have behind the scenes? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, because this drama isn't over. It's just getting started.